Hey everyone, I'm back. Today I want to mainly speak about human relationships. But before we get started, a few housekeeping notes. Trying out some new camera settings. Second, I think because of the nature of the videos of being short, a lot does get lost to nuance. That's the name of the game. Because I'll speak in broad generalization. So gonna try focusing on three main values and go from there. Gonna try being honest, kind, and polite in that order. Um, but yeah, no offense meant if stuff gets lost in nuance and can delve deep into those on a longer video. And also gonna try focusing more on the camera instead of the notes, but we'll occasionally take a look at there. Let's get started. The framework, or humans are mainly deeply social creatures. I don't think it's gonna come as a shock, but might come to people who would like to pretend that they're more introverted than they think. But the video that triggered this thought process in my brain was a video I watched from Vosh. I'll link that down below. Um, I wanted to share, I think, how I look at it. I think the main three buckets of relationships that I think humans have are with uh, family, friends, and partner. Um, And I think at the end of the day, the balance that you find is going to be mainly dictated by society, where most folks will be running on autopilot. But most folks will also take a conscious check on seeing if this works. But that will be the default assumption. The two countries that I have the most knowledge about are India and America, given my background. But I would say generally, you would probably have a more emphasis on family in India and more of a family, a friends emphasis in America relative terms. And you can see this in sort of the cultural shows and TV shows that come out of these two places um, and what's in the cultural zeitgeist. But um, yeah, there are no right answers. You got to figure out what's the best for you. But a lot of times, if society is going in one direction, it just becomes easier to fall under there. And then you have sort of like time frames that like, hey, this is the age that you switch over to starting more focus on relationships and sort of wean off of your friends. Not completely, obviously, but yeah, just a strategic sort of reprioritization and over time, sort of start building out your own family if that's what you choose. And thankfully, we live in a very or a much more open world today where family doesn't or kids don't have to be part of that picture unless you choose to, which thankfully is now afforded to more and more couples or homosexuals, like our great transportation secretary, where they can also, have the uh, ability to start families rather than being limited. Um, and yeah, but mainly I think what you look in your partner is a sense of permanency. They're your rock. They're super dependable, and that's who you want to share your life with forever. I haven't seen a society yet which I think values friends for that same reason. That like, hey, this friend that you'll make, um, they will be by your side for the rest of your life, 100% of the time, and you'll be spending sort of like 6 to 8 hours with them. Um, so those are, I think, the two competing qualities that I think at the end of the day determine this, but this is all very societal driven. Um, I somehow do think that it is a more zero-sum game at the end of the day, just because I think time is limited and where you choose to invest it in which of these three buckets sort of defines your choices. But this is not to say that like someone will prioritize one completely, mainly because the marginal benefit that you'll get from spending time with one person going from 6 hours to 7 hours is not going to be as dramatic as sort of going from 0 to 1 hours with another bucket. Thus, you'll still find a nice balance. And if folks, shift priorities from one bucket to another, you'll, never fully let go. Um, mainly like you won't make the same set of sacrifices for friends, and you make friends usually in the environment that you're put in, but you'll never lose them because at the end of the day, the friends that you will keep longer term will probably be the ones with the qualities that you value in your life partner as well, which is, being by there and being your rock and super dependable, that there's just a phone call away and they'll drop everything and come join you. Um, just because the new normal is not at 100%, um, and now, after the reprioritization, it goes down to 50%. Don't say no to that. Don't be petty. This unfortunately is the way that it goes, and I think the counter argument should be that you should start prioritizing building your life partner and starting that search, and also, um, you know, focusing on that for the long term. And this can be more of like a future for future topic, which is a regret minimization framework. Um, but yeah, if there have been times, it's that I regret. It's been times when I've seen this number go down and reacted not in the best way. So it's like, hey, if it can't be at 100%, I want it at zero. Don't be that. Don't be petty. Keep it at 50. It's okay, and you'll value that in the long term. That's about it. We can delve into these future topics at a later date, but that's what I wanted to share today. Cool. Thanks. Bye.